Miss Special Guest, would you like to introduce yourself to the On Top listener?
CASSIE. It's Cassie Rytz. What you saying? Big up On Top. You get me?
Cassie Rytz in the building?
Yes.
Yes. So let's just cut right to the chase. Who is Cassie Rytz?
Cassie Rytz is the youngest rebel in London, ready to blow your speakers. You get me? Like, she is a ambitious, very, very strong, encouraging young woman, ready to inspire others, especially young black females, ready to do music or just conquer life in general.
If you do say yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so you seem very young.
Yes.
And you seem very, very positive and sure of yourself.
Yeah.
Which is quite rare of young people, to be fair. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 18.
You're 18. Jeez,
yeah.
Very young. So what makes you so tenacious, let's say, in the fact that you are what you are and you are who you are, and you feel so strongly about the fact that you are a strong woman doing big things in the industry?
So, Wait, say that again, sorry.
so
why am I all over the place?
It's because you're stuffing your face with my crisps, that's why. Okay. Nicking all my crisps. So what gives you, what makes you have this feeling that, you are who you are and you're just so confident in yourself?
Embracing it, well, do you know what, I've never, before, when I was a lot younger, I never actually had a chance to embrace it because I felt like, especially with social media and the way, and in school, everything is also very competitive, and I just felt like I never had the chance to actually love myself or allow myself to see how powerful I could be.
Okay. And,
I just took the time to realize that with everything that I've been through, I'm not saying that, I'm better than anyone and this and that, but a lot of people I realize wouldn't be able to stomach what I've gone through. So I have to give myself credit for a lot of things that I've managed to muscle in my life. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because, everyone's strong in their own way, and I just believe that I'm a strong person. I'm beautiful, and we are all I'm just gonna sound so vain when I say these things.
Talk how you feel. It doesn't matter how you're perceived. If that's how you feel, talk about it.
Yeah, I just feel it's important to just really love yourself and big yourself up for the things you've accomplished. Basically, just give yourself. I love giving myself credit for certain things because then I'll send myself mad. I'll start doing things that that's just going to tire me out. I'll feel like, I'm not doing enough. And really, I'll sit back and be like, hold on, I've done this, and this. I'm taking other people's advice. They'll be like, Cassie, if you feel down, think about this. Look at what you've done here. Look at what you've done there. Yeah. And look at what you do for people. Because even, behind the scenes of music or whatever, in personal lives, I do help my friends out a lot and everything. Yeah. And it's I am a wonderful person, you know what I mean? Even I'm very young and this and that, I am sure that I am, and I wish a lot of young females can feel the same as well.
Okay, so you kind of skated over things that you've been through. So what are these things that you've been through that make you feel this way?
Okay, well, so I went through something very, very terrible in secondary school. This is one of the things, right? But it kind of molded me sort of. Where do I have to say this? Do I have to say exactly what happened?
You can say what you want to say.
Well, basically, it was a very bad relationship, if that makes sense.
You shouldn't be getting into relationships in secondary school. GCSEs.
Yeah, and that's what messed it up. That's what messed everything up. I'm not going to lie. But then again, I wasn't flipping academically smart. But it's one of them things, where if I'm not going to lie, if that wasn't there, I would have been in a better state of mind. But it was...
If what wasn't there, the relationship?
Yeah,
Or the GCSEs?
The effect of what happened during the relationship. Basically, I just went through something really bad, which resulted in basically the whole world wanting to not kill me, but hurt me. And it was oh God, I used to literally, I couldn't go certain areas. Imagine friendly old Cassie couldn't go certain areas because of this boy. And it was why? Do you know what I mean? So I literally, like, I used to just make music, stay at school and be in the music room making music on Logic until like 8 p.m. until everyone's gone, and then I'll just go home. But I wouldn't not necessarily wait until everyone's gone. I just liked doing that anyway. But I realised that it was a good way to pass time and go home safely. And the thing is, my auntie always knew that I was there anyway, so it wasn't an issue. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? I'm going to have to dig. Because I know people are listening and thinking, what is it that happened? So I'm going to, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. But I've got to ask the question.
All right. What happened? Okay. This is. You know what? I said it once already, and I was so brave when I said it because I'm like, yeah, it's good for females. But now it's like, it's kind of hard to say. Okay, you know what? Yeah. So this happened. This is quite common in schools, isn't it? So obviously, me and him, you know, we done a thing, and he told people, but he must have told them something so far, like so mad, because the way other people came at me was like, why did you do this, and this, and like just different things that I can't even remember. You know, I can't remember lies, and I can't remember things that just don't make sense.
So he lied about some of the acts that took place.
Yeah, and he was saying, and it was just so, and it was just the way they came up to me. It's like they wanted to do something to me.
Why?
I don't know. Until this day, I don't know what he said to them.
Is this your paranoia, or was this actual fact that people actually were coming for you?
This was actual facts. Even when I'd go to like, so I lived in Balham and our school was in Balham. So if I'd go to Tooting, and that's where my youth club was, I couldn't even go there anymore. I didn't go there for like almost a year to 2 years because of these sort of situations. I couldn't, like, even going to like the supermarkets on a weekend was a problem. I couldn't even go. So
if you were out with your mum in Sainsbury's,
they wouldn't like come up to me, but they'll whisper things and laugh. Even the certain people, like older people that started jobs, that say they were in sixth form, but they started jobs at Sainsbury's, they would even be knowing and everything, and that would just make me like, I'm not, you know what, I'm not coming out anymore. That sent me off the rails. Like, I was so depressed. I started not coming into school for like a month until a couple of weeks and this and that.
Yeah.
I still did my GCSEs, and I actually did pretty well, but it could have been a lot easier if that wasn't there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
So what year were you in when this happened?
I was in this went on for a while, because it started, like, we met in year 9. Yeah. And was eating each other year 10 into year 11. No, yeah, this happened around the end of year 10. Right. So and it went into year 11, and it just kept going and going until I finished, basically.
So it was still happening whilst you're taking your exams?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And and then afterwards, but then the thing is, even while we're taking our exams, everyone, we were allowed outside of school. So you see how like college people are allowed to go chicken shop. We were allowed to do that time. So
But you weren't going.
Huh?
You weren't going to the chicken shop with nobody.
No, I was flipping in. What's it called? You know where them bad kids sit. That's where I was.
Fair enough.
Or I was in the music room. One of them ones there.
So it benefited you to a degree?
Yeah, it did.
Because the whole time you spent not wanting to socialise with these people, you were perfecting your craft, effectively.
Yeah, and like I would just also enjoy like trying to get used to being on my own, because I struggled with that a lot. But then when I went through that and I started to be by myself, it was like, okay.
So what about your best friends, your BFFs, your whatever you girls call them?
Yeah.
Where were they at this time?
That's another... That
Did they switch sides?
Yeah, they cut. Yeah. And it was so mad, because one minute they'll be like, they would have been like, oh yeah, I miss the old times. I felt like sometimes it was a setup. Of course, yeah, it was. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes it was a setup, because they'll be like, yeah, I want to chill with you again. And then a new girl came into the school and joined the squad, innit? And I said to them, and she already got a bad taste in her mouth about me. So I was like, okay.
Pardon the pun. Go on.
Wait.
Don't worry. It was a joke that went over your head. Anyway,
yeah. So I was like, okay. Okay, cool. If I'm gonna like come back to you lot, I don't want her to be having anything bad. So if anything, can I talk to her or whatnot? Because this girl just came into the school. She was in my class as well, and I never spoke to her because she was just like, she didn't want to speak to me because she had already hated me or whatever.
So how did she know if you just come to the school?
Because everyone had already told her, oh, you see that girl there? Yeah, Cassie, yeah, this is what she did. Da, 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 da. So it was like, okay, do you know what I mean? And then, so after that, I was in the music room. Then all of them are calling me to come out and this and that. And then I'll be like, yeah. And then the same girl would be like, oh, I heard you were talking about me. You know, that childish sort of stuff. Yeah. So those sort of things was happening until it got like near to the end. They started being like, oh yeah, we want to, we actually want to chill now. Like, this is the real thing. And I was like, all right then. Like, the thing is, I was very calm at this time of my life. Like, I started not to care about things anymore. So I was like, okay, but I don't really care. I'm not gonna stay with you. I'm not gonna feel obligated to stay with you. Like, I'm not gonna stay. You're not. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stay there. And she's like, there's gonna be times when I just drift off, and there's gonna be times when I'm there. And she's like, okay, cool. And then, you know, it got to a day where I was like, you know what, it was nice chilling with you lot, but I want, like, it was so, and to be honest, like, I can imagine how weird that was for them, because we used to be so tight until that happened, and it was like, it was nice chilling with you lot, but I don't think this is my crowd anymore, and this and that. But I still speak to, like, one of them. Yeah, me and her are still close. Like, we've always stayed close, like, ever since we left. Like, and she even admitted to me that she felt scared to come on my side, even though I didn't see it as side taking, but she was scared to come on my side because of what I was getting, what I was getting hit with, and she couldn't do it. So I was like, that's fine. I didn't care. Like, I really didn't care about the situation, but everyone was just like, oh my God, you're such a Trump. You're so this. You're so, and you know, you talk about us and that. Like, he was saying stuff how I was talking about people, and I'm just like, I ain't got time to be talking about everyone. Everyone didn't like me in the first place, so it was like, okay.
So the moment where you cut everyone off, did you feel a sense of relief then, or? Because, you know, you're with them, but you're reluctantly with them. But I'm assuming you're with them because you felt the need to be with some. You had to have people around you. I'm assuming. Well,
not like I had to have. It's like they want, like, it was one of them, but like they wanted to chill with me again, and I, you know, if I feel like I can do something, if I feel like it's not too much if it's not too much that they're asking me, I'll go and do it. Yeah. I'll chill with you for a bit, but because I spent so much time by myself, and it actually likes the peace and quiet, and I felt safer on my own, and I wasn't getting hassled on my own. I was like, you know, I'll be like, I'm all right. You know what I mean? I don't really need to be around you lot, but every now and again, I was dipping in and out, but then it started to become less frequent, and then to the point where we just stopped, like, chilling with each other and this and that. So it was just But even though to a lot of adults right now, it may sound like, it's some little problems, but no, it's, I'm not saying everything in it, because it was just that bad. It was very bad. But it's also
amplified in the fact that you're of a younger mind, so therefore it might be a little problem to someone who's in their late 20s, 30s, 40s. But to someone who's like 15, 16, it's a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the mental health. I don't even want to focus on this too much, but we're here now. Let's talk about the mental health aspect of it. So you said that you didn't want to go out and socialize with people, and you were on your own. Did you feel that it was affecting your mental health? You probably weren't even aware of the aspect of mental health deteriorating or becoming worse by these actions. But could you feel within yourself that it was affecting you, and how did you cope with it, and how did you come through that?
It was affecting. I don't think at the time I understood what was going on. I just knew I was very depressed. It was definitely affecting my mental health to the point where I just didn't care about anything. That was the only way, in a sense, that was my way of going mad. Like, either you go mad or and not care, and then you go mad and just smash up everything. I went mad and didn't care. Like, I was just like, oh, what? I broke a plate. Oh, all right, cool. I smashed up my phone. All right, those sort of things just didn't bother me anymore, because I just was numb to everything. Do you know what I mean? And it did, and in a sense, it made me not really want to socialize with anyone because I just felt like I didn't need to. I just stopped caring about, I was just so shut off and I was so numb.
But in some aspects, like that isolation could even worsen things for people.
Yeah.
Because then, it's like being in a room on your own. You just got your own thoughts. Solitary confinement, for example, in prisons, whatever. I can imagine people just go mad in there because you're just alone with your thoughts. So that could possibly have made things worse. But for you, that works. In
a sense, it kind of did. Like, I think it's hard to explain because in a sense, when I do like sink into them sort of moments, I do like to have someone there. But then it's like, if I had them there, I'll think, I wish I was on my own because it just allows me to just reflect and just think things through and just piece things together and really see how bad it really is, if that makes sense, rather than have someone say it's okay when really it's I can't even think straight because you keep saying it's okay when really there's this problem here. Let me work that out in my head or something, and then, do you know what I mean, even if it involves me crying, and like I'm a strong believer in like crying and just going through your emotions. Like, I don't believe that no one in the world just doesn't like allow themselves to be sad. Because even when you're like, I'm gonna be positive, no matter what, but something bad will happen to you and you'll still feel sad, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? There's really nothing wrong with that, and it's best you go through it now than when you're going out partying with your friends and you're drinking and then you start crying and breaking down. And, you know what I mean? It's just one of them ones that I'm not gonna let that happen to me. So it's one of them things where just let it pass. And like, if you like having people around you, then cool, but still allow yourself to let it pass. Don't and let them support you. It's best to just go through it than, and if it means, you don't want to talk about it publicly as well, that's cool. If that's your way of dealing with it, cool. Do you know what I mean? But me personally, it's a mixture. Sometimes I like them there. Sometimes I just want someone there to just like hug me, if anything. You don't have to say anything. Just hug me and just let me fight with myself. Them sort of things there. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay.
If that makes sense. It makes sense.
No, it makes sense. It's interesting. So that happened around 16th year of your life. Yeah. You're now in the 18th year of your life, as you said. So 2 years have passed. And you've achieved a lot in terms of the fact that you're now making music, an MC, a femc, as people like to say. You were on that track Shell. Talk to me about that. So that's the first time I would have heard of you in the track Shell. So talk to me about that track Shell.
That track is whoever. Oh God, let me word this properly. Sorry, my mind is just doing backflips. All right. The person who really influenced me to write that track is Chip. Yeah, because he does like a lot of freestyles. Like you see, 96 Bars of Revenge. And like I can't remember the name of this the track that he done, but basically he does a lot of songs without choruses. Right. Even like rap tunes, and I was thinking, I want to do that. I want to, and when he was in interviews, he'll talk about it, saying how powerful it is to write, to be able to do that, because there's not a lot of MCs or not a lot of rappers that can actually do that and still hold a crowd. Do you know what I mean? Right. So I was like, okay, I want to do something like that. I want to write a song like that. And I also just want to have bars like him. I don't want to ever feel like I can't hold my ground when it comes to them sort of things, even though I'm still young and I've still got a bit of growing to do. He's like almost 10 years older than me. It's like I still want to be able to, you know what I mean, like hold myself. And so I said I want to write a song. Like when the beat was sent to me, I was like, okay, this doesn't sound like it has a chorus in it. Like I was like, it needs to just punch. And so I just decided to just spit, and I've also
had tracks are like that. They don't have the chorus built into it. They just have the beat on loop. Yeah. But you just didn't want to build a chorus into it. No,
I just didn't. I just felt like I just need to just write my bars, and I need to just. And I felt like this was a great introduction track. I just wanted to come in and be like, yeah, I'm here, I'm hard, and this is me. Do you know what I mean? And it just felt right, because when I finished writing it, it was like, this sounds so sick, like, and the beat doesn't sound like anything people would spit on. Like I remember the producer telling me, "Oh, I've had this beat for like 4 years."
Yeah.
And not everyone's saying, "Oh, how are they supposed to rap to this? They can't rap to this.
Okay.
I can't rap to this." But then, well, I can.
Who's the producer?
NKOK Music. From Blue Lab Beats. Namali. That's his government. Sorry, but yeah, yeah, but yeah, basically Kwame Kwarten's son, my manager's son, basically, and he makes beat. He's a part of Blue Lab Beats. And he's absolutely amazing. Like he could do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like it's actually shocking. He mainly does jazz, but he can do like a lot of things. I didn't think, like when I first heard his stuff, I low key thought, can he do what I like? Can he do like the more current sounds, or can he do this, or does he have something that's a blend between me and him? I don't know, but he can actually do it. So it was great.
All right. Okay. So you've also been involved in a project on BBC Three.
Yes.
Talk to me about how you got involved in that. So you've done a lot in this 2 year gap.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in this, and how were you approached? Did you do the approaching? What's all that about? Furthermore, what was the name of the show before we go into that?
The name of the show is called Gollum Sugar, and that's on BBC Three and BBC Three iPlayer. We also did a podcast as well about different topics. You know.
Yeah. So how did you get involved in that?
Well, I was literally just chilling, and I went on my emails, and I got an email from a woman called Aisha, and she said that she was starting up a series called Gollum Sugar, and it's about women in grime and like basically what they go through behind the scenes of making their music and performing and doing what they're doing. And I instantly replied, and I just copied my team into it and said, "Yeah, look at this. Come on, we need to get onto this." And then they gave me an interview, and they liked me instantly because I wasn't the only girl that they were thinking about. Even though there were 5 girls, but there was a bunch of girls they were talking to. I was like, okay, I was really nervous. I really wanted this opportunity so desperately, but then it's up to them, innit? So had an interview with them. They had an interview near me, near where I live, and I was like, okay, cool. And then that was that. And then they had another interview with me on the phone. And this was with somebody that wasn't at the first interview. And we had a long conversation basically about what I was going through with my auntie and, what I'd gone through at school and how my auntie and the school that's another thing. My auntie is another situation, but it kind of blended, you know what I mean? And he was like, "Oh, this is a really powerful story. And, I can't believe you're 18 and you're going through this and you're standing strong the way you are, because not a lot of young people be like that." I'm like, yeah, I'm just used to it, and I'm just getting by. I'm just getting by. Do you know what I mean? Like, sadly, I don't know anything else other than this, because this is what I've partaken in my life. So after that, I think it was an email or a phone call. I can't remember what it was, but just saying, "Oh yeah, we've chosen the cast and you're a part of it," and then that. So I was like, okay, cool. And then we started filming.
So about 5 or 6 of you in the cast?
Yeah, 5 of us, yeah.
Had you ever met any of the cast before?
Yeah, I met, me and Pri were very close. C. Kane, we used to see each other on and off. We used to, I have had and always will do have mad respect for her. I remember first seeing her, it was so funny, but basically I went up to her like a fangirl, like, "Oh my days, I love your music," and she was apparently shy, trying to get away from me. Laughter, I met her one time in Soho during a radio set, and she was instantly nice to me, and we just got along like that. Who else? Oh yeah, Maddest Tiff I knew from before, and so did I leave anyone out? Is that it?
I can't remember. I don't, not off the top of my head. No. C. Kane, Matters. Was it Pre-Wave? I didn't know. So that's the only one I don't know. I think that's it. Yeah. And you. So it's 5 of you then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We knew of each, and we got to know each other more during this filming, so it was fun.
Okay. All right. So how long was that? And I'm assuming that was your first introduction into acting, effectively.
Yeah.
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 What was that like for you?
It was. You know what? It was actually hilarious. I found it so fun, like, because even though it was our real life stories we were telling, You know, it was funny when the cameramen were like, "Oh, just pretend we're not here."
Yeah.
These times the cameras are like,
and the lights
bigger
are on.
than them,
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay, so I'm talking to my friend, and we're just sitting there, and we're just trying to talk how we not, because what we were talking about on the show is what we always talk about anyway, but it was just hard, like seeing them sorry, just seeing them like with their eyes just like this and that. What can you say? All right. You know, try and say it a bit more like this, or like, can we get some hand movements? And I was like, okay, do you know what I mean? But it was actually fun. I really enjoyed it. I'll definitely do it all over again. It was hilarious. It was funny.
So if someone came to you and said, you know, you're making the music, but we want to make you an actor instead, but you got to give up the music. Or someone said to you, you can do the music, but you got to give up the acting. What would you prefer to do? But you knew you'd have a successful career, not necessarily full of riches, but you have a successful career either way. What one would you choose?
Do you know, because I used to do drama as well, and I always wanted to get into acting, but no, I have to stick with my music still, because my music has saved my life so far. I'm not gonna lie, it saved me from everything, so I'd have to stick with my music. Okay. Even though I used to do drama in school, but
okay, all right,
music. Sorry, sorry, drama. Sorry, acting. Yeah.
So what's going on with you now in terms of the music? Have you got a project that's out?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? What is it called?
It's called Starts Here. My mixtape, my first project is out now, called Starts Here.
And what is it? It's an EP, mixtape, album?
It's a mixtape. Okay. Yeah.
How many tracks are on it?
10.
Okay, and if people want to get hold of it, where can they get it from? They
can go on Spotify, iTunes, I believe, and YouTube, anywhere. It's out everywhere. Deezer, you can go and get it anywhere and stream it. Please stream it. I'm gonna say what AJ Tracy said. Please stream it overnight. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
but like,
you don't know what that means.
No, like when you stream it overnight, what? So they just press the button and it's just doing its thing, or like?
No, it's a stream. So obviously what he means is put it on repeat.
Oh yeah, do that. Yeah.
Put it on repeat and just go to sleep, and obviously the streaming numbers go up. Obviously. Yeah.
Please do that, because honestly, I just want this. It's my first
Hold on a minute.
project.
So you heard AJ Tracy say stream it overnight. You had no idea what it meant, but you thought you'd say it anyway?
Yes,
okay.
because
right,
the people that might just do it, innit?
Right,
like,
cool.
yeah, now I know what he means, innit? So
Hilarious.
please, like, have it playing overnight, and please just, you know, because even though it's my first project, I want it to do as well as possible.
Obviously, of course.
So I can see, you know, if you like my thing or not.
And the lead track from this project is called
Chat. They're my chat.
All right, so I'm going to play these. I'm going to press play on this in a second, but talk to me about that track. What is it about? Why was it called that? Okay.
This song is basically about people who... I mean, I pretty much explained it briefly. Well, not briefly. I went into as much detail as I could about it before, about the certain people in school and on the road that try to talk to me. So this is basically like a comeback to them, if that makes sense, to like just speak my mind. Because I was very angry, and I would say, if I'm saying it right, I had a lot of PTSD in a sense where certain things they would say and do to me would affect me so much. And I was saying, if this is on my mind, I can't just let this pass. I need to write about this, because this is how I feel. I feel angry. I feel like saying this to them. I feel like, you know... And also, I just didn't want anyone to trample on me anymore. And it was just a powerful track I wanted to make. It's very vicious. And, yeah.
And the last question, Cassie Rytz. I'm assuming Cassie's your real name?
Yeah, it's my pet name, yeah. My government... Do I have to say it?
No, you don't. And Rytz.
Yeah, so the name... Okay, so you want to know how I came up with the name?
Yeah.
All right, so everyone calls me Cassie anyway. So,
because your name's Cassandra.
Yes.
There you go.
It's very blatant. It's very... If you can't get that, then I don't know, innit? But like, yeah, it's very obvious that my name's Cassandra, innit? Yeah. But everyone calls me Cassie. And I was like, I want my name. I need my stage name to be Cassie. I don't want it to be something else, because it just doesn't mix with me.
Yeah, fine.
Right? But I know there's already a Cassie out there, so I want something like Cassie, like, do you know what I mean? And then, like, when I was at my youth club I used to go to, or anywhere I used to go to, they'll be like, oh, you should name yourself LaCassie or Naomi or Cassio or this. And I'm just like, fam, what the hell? No, I'm not naming myself that. Then I was just sitting on my bed, writing some bars and this and that. But then the whole name thing was bothering me. I was like, no, I need to name myself now. It's now. And I was like, Cassie. And then I was just still writing. And it said Cassie Rytz. Cassie Rytz. That makes so much sense. Yeah. But I don't spell it like that. I spell it like this. And I was like, yeah. And I wrote it down to remember it. Even though I didn't really look back on it, I just remembered it from that day on. Okay. And I was like, yeah, this makes sense. Cassie Rytz. It sounds right as well. Like, yeah. Makes sense. Cassie Rytz, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah. And if people want to follow you on Instagram, they can by just typing in what? Cassie Rytz, CASSIERYTZ. Thank you very much. So when I see ASSIE, Rytz is a shutdown problem.